Okay. Okay. Yes. Unmute. Unmute.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. May I start now?
Start with Mangalacharan first.
Yes.
Then the shloka, then the translation, then the purpose. Like.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving this opportunity. And as you said, I think the host has to give permission for screen sharing also. Or you can make me co-host.
Yes, Shashwati, you can make.
Mataji, either co-host or give permission.
I'll make you host only. I can make you host only.
Host. Okay.
That will be even better. Yeah, so now you're the host.
Hare Krishna. So the slokas what just now the devotees have read is verse number 13 and 14 of chapter 12. Chapter 12 is the devotional service or Bhakti Yoga. And Srila Prabhupada has very clearly explained in various purports of Bhagavad Gita as well as Bhagavatam that whatever Lord Krishna has explained, whether it is Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, all these things ultimately will lead us into Bhakti Yoga. Unless until, and especially in this Kali Yuga, we don't have the opportunities for doing lot of tapasya or going to jungle and doing dhyan or any other yoga. All the yogas will culminate into devotional service. Even Kapila Bhagavan in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when he has explained, he's Sankhya Yoga he is explaining, but ultimately he is also driving home that the glories of devotional service is the order of the day, and that is what we have to follow. And all of you are actually following that path only, the path of Bhakti Yoga or devotional service. So now, Lord Krishna explains that who is dearmost to him. I am sure that each one of you would like to be dearmost to Lord Krishna. So in these two verses, in fact, chapter 12 has 20 verses. The first verse is Arjuna is asking you a question that, what will happen? Akar and Nirakar, whoever is worshipping Lord, what will be their destination or what will be their outcome or what will be the result? For that, remaining 19 slokas are given as the explanation by Lord Krishna to Arjuna, through Arjuna to all of us. And in this first, second to seventh, he tells what is devotional service. Then 8 to 11 or 7 to 11, he gives about the devotional service again. And 12 to 20, who are the devotees who are dear to me? Same Priyaha. That is the explanation. Out of that, there are about 35 odd qualities have been explained between 12 to 20. Out of that, major portion of 12 qualities or symptoms or lakshanas are explained in these two verses, these two combined verses. 1 dozen symptoms of devotees who are very close to the heart of Lord Krishna, who are dearmost to him. So those things are explained. We will see what Lord says. I will repeat the sloka once again. Advaita sarva bhutanam maitreya karuna evacha nirmamo nirhankara samadukha sukha shami santutaha satatam yogi yayatma drida nishchaya mayi arpita mano buddhir yo mat bhakta same priyaha. We will go to the synonyms. I would request one of the devotees to read these synonyms. Instead of one way, it will be both ways. Someone can quickly
Sindhu Mata,
unmute
you can read that.
and read these synonyms.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, what you want me to read?
Synonyms.
Read that.
This page
Synonyms.
43.
Synonyms.
Okay.
That is meaning of
Okay.
each word.
Yes. Adveshta, non-envious. Sarva Bhutanam, toward all living entities. Maitreya, friendly. Karuna, kindly. Eva, certainly. Cha, also. Nirmamaha, with no sense of proprietorship. Nirahankara, without false ego. Sama, equal. Dukha, in distress. Sukha, and happiness. Kshami, forgiving. Santushtaha, satisfied. Satatam, always. Yogi, one engaged in devotion. Yatatma, self-controlled. Dradhanishtayaha, with determination. Mai, upon me. Arpita, engaged. Manaha, mind. Buddhi, and intelligence. Yaha, one who. Mat bhaktaha, my devotee. Saha, he, me, to may to me, Priya, dear.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for nice reading. So the translation also, may I request another devotee to read this translation given by Srila Prabhupada?
I'll read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
One who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant always, satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me, such a devotee of mine is very dear to me.
Yes. So these are the symptoms, qualities, lakshanas, and profile of the devotees who are very dear to Lord Krishna. So the purport we will give it as a homework because of the less time available. We will go to the explanation straight away. And this purport is one paragraph, one page is there. I request all the devotees to do as a homework, read either today or tomorrow at home. So in verse number 13, there are 7 lakshanas given by Lord Krishna as who are dear to him. First one is Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. Adveshta is non-envious. Sarva Bhutanam is all living entities. It's not only to your friend, neighbor, other devotees, your customer, your student, your teacher, not only to all the human beings, but also all the living entities. Whether it is an ant, whether it is a mosquito, whether it is a snake, whether it is a tree, whether it is a sea living animals, anything. All those living 84 lakh Jiva Jantu, all the living entities, one should not be envious. This is the first symptom. Then second one is Maitreya, friendship. The friendship is, we are selecting the friends that who is helpful to us, who will be useful to us. So Lord does not want that sort of criteria. Irrespective of anybody, whether he is helping you or he is opposing you, you have to have the friendship. Then Karuna. Karuna is Daya, mercy, compassion. The Vaishnavas have to be always Para Dukha Dukhi. If someone else is in distress, we should feel the distress. We should not only just feel the distress. Karuna means showing empathy, sympathy, Daya, mercy. Means we have to assist him, help him to remove his distress, share his distress, share his unfavorable situation. Then Nirmama. This is a very, very important and simple. Mama is mine. Nirmama is not mine. So I am not the owner. The Lord is the owner. I am not controller. I am not enjoyer. I am not owner. I am not CEO, controller, enjoyer, owner. I am another CEO. What is that? I am completely eliminating the ownership. That CEO you can become. Completely eliminate ownership on myself, ourselves. Then Nirahankara, no false ego, no place for power, prestige, status. Maine kiya hai. That is Ahankara, Aham. Mine. I have done it. I will do it. I am the only person I can do. So that is the Ahankara. But if I say anyone can do this, I am only a Nimitta Matra. Lord has utilized me as a tool. nothing else, then I don't have a ahankar. Nir ahankar. Nir is like mala is something dirty. Nirmala is pure. Opposite of mala is nir. So similarly, ahankar, nir ahankar. One has to be nir ahankar in order to become the dearest to the Lord. Then sama dukha dukhi. Sorry. Sama dukha sukha. That means whether it is comfort or discomfort, whether it is pleasure or it is pain, whether it is happiness or it is distress. In all the situation, dukh or sukh, we should treat them equal, sama. We should not get depressed. We should not get delighted. We should not jump to hit the ceiling when we are so much happy. Or we should not go to the patal level when we get dukkha or any discomfort. So this is how to do this. Very simple formula. If a happiness comes, we have to thank the Lord. I am not qualified to receive this sort of blessings. I am totally unqualified. मैं सही पात्र नहीं हूँ, फिर भी you have blessed me with so much of comfort or success or whatsoever. So I thank the God. All these things I give back to the Lord, the entire thing, Lord and Guru Parampara and Vaishnavas. Similarly, when the dukh comes, then we have to think that I deserve more punishment because of so many births and births. I have not given that devotional service to the Lord. I deserve more punishment, but you have given me very less punishment, very insignificant punishment, very minuscule punishment. So this part, the punishment or the discomfort or the pain or whatever miseries you have given me, I am thankful to the Lord. Like Kunti Maharani, she was praying for always, she was praying for more dukh so that I can pray the Lord, I can see the Lord. So that is how we can become sama dukha dukhi. It is not that if somebody hits you, it will pain. It is not that it will not pain. But we have to treat that because why I got this pain? Because of my own doing, my karma. For that, Lord has given me less pain. He has not taken away my hand. He has only given me little pain. That is the spirit in which we have to become dear to the Lord. Then Shami is forgiving. So forgiving quality has to be built into us. Adveshta sarva bhutanam, non-envious to all the living entities. First quality. So in purport of Srimad Bhagavatam 5.13.11, I like one of the devotees to volunteer to read this purport. One portion.
I'll read.
Yes, Mother.
One person is envious of another, and this is the way of the material world. The Krishna consciousness movement aims at creating an atmosphere of non-envy. Of course, it is not possible for everyone to become Krishna conscious, but the Krishna consciousness movement can create an exemplary society wherein there is no envy.
Yes, this is Prabhupada. They has created our ISKCON to make all of us non-envious. Yes, please continue.
Kashyap Muni's first instruction, purport of Srimad Bhagavatam 6.18.47, Kashyap Muni's first instruction to his wife Diti was not to be envious. The general tendency of anyone within this material world is to be envious, and therefore, to become a Krishna conscious person, one must curb this tendency as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Parmo nirmat sharnam. A Krishna conscious person is always non-envious, whereas others are always envious. Thus, Kashyap Muni's instruction that his wife not be envious indicates that this is the first stage of advancement in Krishna consciousness. Kashyap Muni desired to train his wife to be a Krishna conscious person.
Thank you, Mataji. So this Diti is the mother of Hiranyakashipu and his brother. And there is a big story, Titi and Kashyap Muni. But when she wanted to get the blessings from Kashyap Muni, her husband, he started instructing. And one of the first instruction was to be non-envious. So Prabhupada explains very clearly that this is the first stage of advancement in Krishna consciousness. So if you want to become dear to the Lord, we have to develop the Krishna consciousness. If you want to develop the Krishna consciousness, the first stage is to become non-envious. Then second quality is Maitreya, friendship. So Lord tells in other texts also, like Bhoktaram Yaktapasam Sarvaloka Maheswaram Suhardam Sarva Bhutana Yatva Mam Santim Prachati. Suhardam Sarva Bhutanam, that means benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. Then only you will become the peaceful person. Santim Prachati. Similarly, Sadhu Bhushanam. Tidikshva Karunyaha Suhirda Sarva Dehinam. Ajada Shatru Santaha Sadhva Sarva Sadhu Bhushana. This is in Bhagavatam 3.25. This is also 3.25. Third canto, 25th chapter is entirely devotional service. So the devotional service, Lord Kapila is explaining to his mother Devahuti. So there he is explaining this. So what is the Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam, benefactor and well-wisher of all the living entities? Again, Lord explains and reiterates that we have to be friendly to all the living entities, not just to your friend and neighbor and your children's friends, your father's friend. Not only sufficient, they are sufficient. You have to show friendliness with all the living entities. Same thing Kapila Bhagavan says, friendly to all living entities who have accepted material bodies. Whoever has taken a material body, not only the human being, be it animal, be it insect or anything, we have to become friend. And in English, they say, no fair weather friendship. Only when it is suiting me, I will make friendship. That is not acceptable for Krishna consciousness. The third one is Karuna, compassion, Daya, mercy. How to save others was the concern of Srila Prabhupada. So that is why, with just 40 rupees in his pocket, in the cargo ship, he traveled. He was waiting for hours and hours in the home or the office of Srimati Smriti Morarji. And he did not have anyone in the ears. He just went. What he was carrying? He was carrying his Bhagavatam. So he said, Bhagavatam is traveling, I am accompanied. So that is the way Prabhupada. Why he went? He wanted to show compassion, karuna, mercy to the entire population of the world, especially to start with in the West. And they were all hippies. And Prabhupada, because of his karuna, compassion, he made the hippies as happy. He told everybody, don't worry when you are in front of Lord Hari. So they were all hippies when he started the Kirtan, but they all became happy later on. Then there is a commentary of Sridhar Swami. The commentary's name is Subodhini. That is a commentary on Bhagavad Gita. So the first three what we have discussed so far, Adveshta, Sarva Bhutana, Maitreya, Karuna. These three things, Sridhar Swami explains that how this can be practiced. No envy. Normally, whom we are envy? Somebody is ahead of us in something, whether it is in power, prestige, money, or position, or even sometimes some neophyte devotees may say somebody is ahead in seva. Then also somebody may say little adveshta, little envious may come. So that has to be removed. Then Maitreya is with whom normally it is with the equal levels people. Whoever is with equal, then the Maitreya or the friendship can happen. The Karuna is generally to be shown to the people at a slightly lower level. There they need the mercy and daya. So this is the explanation given by Sridhar Swami. And similar thing we can always also see in the Narada Muni's explanation to Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj, when he was walking in the jungle, he met Narada Muni and he accepted him as his guru. So that as a guru, he was giving the instructions to Dhruva Maharaj. So may I request one of the devotees to recite this sloka? 4.8.34, kindly recite this sloka. Anyone, quickly.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Shall I?
Yes.
Gunadhikam mudam lipsad anukrosam gunadamat maitrim sammanada anavichin natapir abhibhuyate.
Haribol. You can read the translation straight away.
Every man should act like this. When he meets a person more qualified than himself, he should be very pleased. When he meets someone less qualified than himself, he should be compassionate towards him. And when he meets someone equal to himself, he should make friendship with him. In this way, one is never affected by the threefold miseries of this material world.
Yes. So once we don't have threefold miseries, we can always be happy. This is one. And very pleased means what? No envy. When we will be pleased, if we don't have envy towards others, then we will become happy. Then compassionate and friendship. What Sridhar Swami explained, in a similar way, Narad Muni had explained to Guru Maharaj. Now the fourth quality is Nirmama, not mine. The entire Bhagavad Gita started with Dhritarashtra, Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, right? Dhritarashtra Vacha. So what he said? Mamaka. Mamaka means what? My party, my son. So what Lord Krishna says? Nirmama. No, not mine. Have the feeling of not mine. So in Mahabharata, one sloka has come. May I request someone to read this? Anyone
Hare
quickly, please?
Krishna.
Yes.
This Dvayaksharastu na?
Yes.
द्वयक्षरस्तु भवेन् मृत्युः त्रयक्षरं ब्रह्म शाश्वतं ममेति च भवेन् मृत्युः न ममेति च शाश्वतम्.
Very nice, Mataji. What this sloka says, there are two-letter word, that is mama, that will invite death, mrityu. Whereas na mama, three-letter word, that will give you the Brahma Shashwatam. That is a permanent happiness, Brahma Shashwatam. So we have to be nirmama. Then Lord Krishna in other slokas also uses the nirmama in 2.71. Someone may please read this sloka, 2.71.
Prabhuji, I'll read.
Yes.
Yeah. Vyaya kamanya sarvan pumams charati nishpraha nirmamo nirahankaraha sashantim adigachati. A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace.
Yes. So nirmama, that is given up the proprietorship. Mera nahi hai. So that philosophy has to be adopted. So then 3.30.
I'll continue.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya adhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasva vigata jvara. Therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your work unto me with full knowledge of me, without desires for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight.
Yes, he gives the instruction that no claim to proprietorship. Nirmama. So this nirmama is very, very important. The two more important verses are there explaining the importance of nirmama. Yes, one more devotee, please read.
Prabhuji, I'll read.
Yes.
Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodam parigraham vimuchya nirmama shanto brahma bhuyaya kalpate.
So who is qualified for self-realization is one who is without the sense of proprietorship. He is qualified for self-realization. Then Bhagavatam also someone can read, please. 10.74.5.
I'll read, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Navaite jita bhaktanam mamaham iti madhava tvam taveti cha nanadhi pashu nam eva vaikriti. O unconquerable Madhava, even your devotees make no distinctions of I and mine, you and yours, for this is the perverted mentality of animals.
Yes. So this I and mine, mera hai, my hu, all these things are perverted mentality of animals. So this nirmama is very, very important. Then the next quality is nirahankara, no false ego. So we'll go to the same 2.1 is already read. So there, devoid of false ego, nirahankara is mentioned. So we will not read again. Then Lord Krishna speaks to Uddhava about the amazing song of Pururava. He is a king, and that portion is called as Aila Gita. In that, this verse comes. Yeah, please read this sloka, please. So you
I'll
all
read
one by
for you.
one be ready. So you need not ask, may I read? You can straight away read.
विहाय कामान्य सर्वान् पुंसाश्चरति निष्प्रह
No,
निर्ममो
not that Vihaya. This Santo Napeksha.
Santo anapeksha.
Yes.
संतो अनपेक्षा
Anapeksha.
मपित प्रशांत समदर्शनम निर्मम निरहंकार निर्द्वंद निर्परसगृत. Couldn't see
Yes.
properly. My devotees fix their minds on me and do not depend upon anything material. They are always peaceful, endowed with equal version, and free from possessiveness, false ego, duality, and greed.
Yes. So the Lord says, this is a song of Pururava. So the Lord says this, that my devotees fix the mind on me and they are free from possessiveness. Nirahankara, no false ego. False ego, they are devoid of false ego. That is a nirahankara. Then sama, dukha, sukha, equipoise. Very famous sloka we would have read in 2.14. Matra sparshastu kaunteya chitoshna sukha dukha daha agama payino nityastam tidikshasva bharata. The non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress. One must learn to tolerate without being disturbed. Similarly, 2.15 also. Yamhina yata yanti yete purusham purushar sarva samadukha sukam dhiram so amritato viyakalpate. Oh, best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Then 2.38 also, we may read the, I think, translation straight away. Someone can read, please.
Do thou fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin.
Yes, this is what Lord says, that without considering happiness or distress, then you will not incur any sin. Then the seventh quality is Shami, forgiving. So Haridas Thakur, he was beaten up right, left, center in 22 marketplaces. And because the Lord's mercy was there, he was still not, he was able to tolerate everything. So those people were afraid that, oh, what will the king will do? So kings were telling, Dare Baba, mar jao, die. We are killing, trying to hit you hard. You are not getting affected. But he was praying, Lord, that these people are doing unknowingly. Please forgive all of them. So he did not complain to the Lord that you take any revenge. So this is the quality of forgiveness. Similarly, Nityananda Prabhu, we all know, Jagai Madai were hitting hard. And Lord came with the Sudarshan Chakra to hit back. But Nityananda Prabhu was so much merciful. She showed Karuna Bhav, Shami Bhav. So he said that please forgive this Jagai Madai and do not kill, because your avatar is not for destroying anybody. So this is a avatar of merciful avatar. So he stopped the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu not to hit them, and Jagai Madai was saved. So this is a Shami Bhav. Similarly, Amrish Maharaj, we all know, Durvas Muni was trying to harm him. He did all his things. But when the Lord came with the Sudarshan Chakra, or rather Sudarshan Chakra is sent, he had to go all the three worlds. And finally, Lord said, even Lord said, I can't help you. He went to every Devtas. Nobody could help him. Then finally, he had to beg forgiveness from Amrish Maharaj himself. And he forgave him very gladly without any thinking of revenge. So now we'll go to 14th verse. In 14th verse, there are 5 symptoms are there. Santutaha satatam. Satatam means always. Santutaha is satisfied, always
Hmm.
satisfied, completely satisfied. Whether any condition, whether we are living under a tree, whether we are living in 1 bedroom, whether we are living in 3 bedroom, whether we are living in the chal system, we should be always satisfied. Then the
Yogi.
yogi is connecting with the Lord, engaged in the devotional service.
Hmm.
Yoga is not the physical yoga only. It is the yoga is uniting, jointing with the Lord. Yayatma, yatatma means self-controlled. Then dhrida nishaya, with great determination. Determination in what? In devotional service. In determination in getting up early in the morning. In determination to take part in the japa session. Determination to attend the sloka class. Determination to eat only prasadam offered to the Lord. Bhoga offered to the Lord, converted as prasadam and eat this. Determination to do Ekadashi Vrata. Determination to do all the participate in all the festivals. Determination to do all the seva. So Dhrida Nishchaya. Mai Arpita Manobuddhi. Who has offered his mind and intelligence to Lord Krishna. You have to, because mind and intelligence, they only control all your actions. Mind controls your thinking. Intelligence comes, your intelligence is, controlling your mind, and mind is controlling your words, actions, deeds, thoughts, everything. So all these things, if you are going to surrender to the Lord or arpit karo, if you are offering to the Lord, then it will get a right path, right direction, right blessings. I mean, right mercy, everything you will get it. Then you can become the dearmost to the Lord. So first point is santutaha satatam. Always be satisfied. Whether you get profit, more profit, less profit, no profit, loss, great loss. In all the situation, one has to be satisfied, thinking that it is a mercy of the Lord. Whether the conditions are favorable, unfavorable, heavy rain, flood, famine, you should think that these are all the blessings of the Lord. He has given us less punishment. He has given us more comfort, even though we are not qualified, we don't deserve, still Lord has given. Whether we get a chapel seva or a preaching seva, we should treat everything as alike and be satisfied with the same. So someone please read the 4.22 shloka.
यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टो द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते. He who is satisfied with gain which comes of its own accord, who is free from duality and does not envy, who is steady in both success and failure, is never entangled, although performing actions.
Very nice. So here also the lots of qualities what we discussed in 13 and 14 are coming. Like does not envy, free from duality, whether success or failure, satisfied with gain, whatever comes on its own accord. So that is what it is, satatam santutaha. Then the next point is yogi, one who is engaged in devotion. Yogi is bhakti yoga, devotional service. So these are all our yogis, all our GBC members, all these sannyasis, all our brahmacharis. They are all always 24/7 thinking of Krishna, doing the seva of Krishna, and always complete their entire life A to Z, like our Guru Maharaj and various other Guru Maharajas, various other brahmacharis, our temple presidents, our temple vice president. So many people have devoted their life completely engaging in the service of Lord Krishna. They are all the real yogis. Then yatatma, self-control. Self-control, there is a very nice text or the sloka in Nectar of Instruction. I request one of the devotees.
Vacho
Yes.
vegam
Vacho
manaso
vegam.
krodho vegam jiva vegam upadrashta vegam ithan vegam yo vegata dhira sarvam ampitam prithvi so sisyayat. A sober person
Sarvam
who can
apimam
tolerate the
prithvi
urge.
shastishyat. Yes.
Sorry, Prabhu. A
No
sober
problem.
person who can tolerate the urge to speak the mind's demands The actions of anger and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have always urge to speak, urge to eat, urge to go to the places like whether any summer vacation, whether I should go for some beautiful place, Switzerland jana hai. So these are all the urges. So those who can control their mind's demands, then action, their urges of the tongue. The moment you control the tongue, two ways. Two ways we can control the tongue. One is always chant Harinam. Always do
And eat
Sankirtan. And always eat Mahaprasadam. Prasadam. So by this we can control the urges of tongue. The moment we control the tongue, then automatically belly is controlled. The moment the belly is also controlled, then the genitals are also controlled. So these are all the chain reactions. So we should have a self-control on all these things. So then you become a dear to the Lord. Then Dhrida Nishtaya, determined with devotional service. Dhrida Nishtaya means many people are determined for different things. A person who is in a Rajogun, he will be determined to make more and more profit, more and more power, more and more prestige. So similarly for the devotional service, we should be all the sattvic people. We have to be Dhrida Nishya in only in devotional service. So some examples that Haridas Thakur, how many rounds he was chanting?
192.
Yes, every day 192 rounds, almost 22 hours he was spending on chanting. 3 lakh names every day he was chanting. That is a great determination, Dhrida Nishchaya. Even when his bodily health was not cooperating, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself came and told, now you can reduce, he did not reduce. That is a great Dhrida Nishchaya, great determination. Similarly, Raghunath Das Goswami, he was the son of one of the richest person. 12 lakh rupees 500 years ago, 12 lakh rupees income. Can you imagine that? This is, maybe 12,000 crore rupees or something like that today. So, such a great rich person, he left his family, his home. He was running. Once he ran, he was caught back. Then again he ran to become the devotee. He went to Jagannath Puri, and there he started begging for the prasad in the chatras and other food distribution. Then his father sent at that time some 400 rupees and 4 servants. He said, at least let him have food, even though he has become a devotee. That also he spent on others, and he did not accept. Neither he accepted the servants nor he accepted the money. Then he started. What he did, all the rejected rice, he was picking up from the gatta se leke, he was cleaning and eating. One day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw and he caught hold of his hand. Then he said, he was, no, Lord, this is not for you. He said, when you are eating, you are my greatest devotee. Why not I eat? So he also put one rice in his mouth. So that is a, blessings for Raghunath Das Goswami. Lord was so satisfied because he was having a Dhrida Nishchaya in renunciation, highest in renunciation. Then my arpita mano buddhir. So may I request, we are slightly exceeding the time, but we are reaching near the final conclusion. So please read these two texts. First one is Srimad Bhagavatam, second one is Bhagavad Gita.
Translation, Prabhuji. Translation.
Yeah, okay, translation again.
Gradually, as the mind becomes progressively spiritualized, withdraw it from sense activities. And by intelligence, the senses will be controlled. The mind, too absorbed in material activities, can be engaged in the service of the personality of Godhead and become fixed in full transcendental consciousness. 12.8. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you will live in me always without a doubt.
Yes. So, Lord has given that you, Mahi Buddhim Niveshaya, you invest your mind and intelligence in me. Then you can always live in me. That is Goloka, back to Godhead. So, these are the 12 qualities, 7 in text number 13 and 5 in text number 14. These 12 qualities, if we develop, we can become very dear to the Lord.
Lord.
So with this, I conclude. If any questions are there, I thank everybody for giving me an opportunity and patiently hearing and also reading and reciting. Thank you so much. And any questions are there, you may ask and I will attempt to give an answer.
Prabhuji, excellent explanation. So nicely done.
Thank you, Mataji, with all your blessings.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We are inspired.
Especially when it is shown on the screen.
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji,
So
please share
hearing and
this.
seeing together is more effective. This
Hmm.
reminds me of pandemic time when in Corona you used to give these lectures and showing this on the screen, the display.
The presentation.
Yes, it was about 2 years before, but I had forgotten whether you can speak. You speak so nicely.
Hari
Thank you,
bol.
Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hari
Prabhuji, may I
bol.
stop the recording if no questions are there?
Prabhuji, will you
Saraswati,
share
can you
this,
stop?
please?
Yes, I'll stop the record.